YouTube, this is Amazing here, bringing the first in my series of Black Ops 2 zombie ideas, where I'm going to be covering the various ideas I've had of features that are going to be implemented in Black Ops 2 Zombies, my theories based on what I've been released so far, and guess the wacky, crazy ideas that I've had that I think would be quite good in a zombies game mode. In this first episode, I will be covering the special types of zombies that I think might appear in Black Ops 2. The gameplay you see behind me is a Car 98k only challenge I set myself under ease, where I'm only allowed to use the Car 98k, nothing else, no knives, no grenades. Guess the probably what's the worst gun in zombies. Well, maybe the Springfield, but anyway. So the first special zombie that I've been thinking about is one that seems to be most likely to appear in Black Ops 2 Zombies. It's already been speculated and a bit of information's been teased about it. It's called the Avargardo. Now this was first heard about when a certain document was leaked onto the internet, and detailing some achievements that most likely are just fake, that someone made up, but were taken down soon after. But the achievement related to the Avargardo was called "You Have No Power Over Me," and it was awarded for killing an Avargardo without being affected by it. Okay, now the Avargardo was later mentioned by Jimmy Zelensky, the lead creative director of the Zombies section at Treyarch, who tweeted an equation which is known in chemistry as Avogadro's law, which is a gas law. Now, I've taken these two fragments of evidence to base my theory on the Avargardo and what it'll be in the upcoming Black Ops 2 Zombies game mode. Okay, so my theory is that it's going to be a special type of zombie, similar to the Napalm, the Shrieker, and the Astronaut zombies that have appeared in Black Ops maps such as Shangri-La and Moon. It's going to walk around the map at the same speed as a Napalm zombie, so it won't be fast and you won't definitely be casing you down. When it's walking, it's going to emit a small cloud of purplish gas behind him as he's walking along. And if he is killed by you, he will explode and release the same cloud of gas, only much larger. Similar to the Nova Crawlers, only the gas can affect you before you kill him. His health will be similar to the Napalm zombie or the Shrieker zombie, not that substantial, nothing like the George Romero health in Call of the Dead, but still a bit higher than the regular zombies of the round, and will increase as the rounds go on. Now, his main weapon against you is the gas. If he walks too close, he'll explode, similar to how the Napalm zombies did, and will release this gas. This is his main weapon. Now, if you enter the gas either by walking behind him or being caught up in the explosion, it'll take over you. It's a nerve gas that will mean you lose control of your character for around 5 to 10 seconds. In this 5 to 10 seconds, a special AI takes over you. Its effects will be determined mainly on if you're playing on solo or with teammates. If you're on solo, it'll just, wave you around, spray a few bullets around the place, and that's it. After 5 to 10 seconds, you'll gain back your character, and that'll be it. However, on multiplayer, if you're within visual range of one of your teammates, one of your fellow survivors, the AI will specifically target that character and will fire your gun at them. At this time, the friendly fire will be turned on, so you can hurt and maybe even kill your allies. Something that'll definitely not make you popular within the team. However, it's quite erratic. The spraying will be all over the place. The zombie that's controlling your character will not be able to aim down his sights, as I'm doing here. And also, he will not be able to reload his gun, which means that as soon as you finish your magazine, it's not, that's the damage has been done, and you'll just wander around like a zombie for the next few seconds. Now, during this time, obviously, the zombies are going to avoid you. They're similar to how they run away from you if you're downed in solo mode, if you have a quick revive. And this means that after you get back, you're not surrounded by a horde of zombies with potentially an empty magazine needing a reload. And when you recover, you will be outside the gas. When you're being controlled by the character, the guy will walk outside the gas cloud just to make sure you don't spend a minute just with nothing to do. Although it could be a nice break in some long games. So basically, yeah, that's the weapon. So basically, it's using you against yourself. Obviously, this discourages you from walking around with really powerful weapons like the thunder gun, because if you get caught up in it, it's going to spray some wonder weapon ammo, and it's hard to come by. You're definitely not going to be popular with your teammates if you waste all the wonder weapon ammo killing them, because I mean, if you hold the wonder weapon and you start shooting at your teammates, that's going to be some serious friendly fire there, I can tell you that. So the appearance of the Avargardo, this is just my imagination, and at the moment no evidence for this whatsoever. It's going to be severely rotten flesh. It's going to have sort of lots of warts, sort of bulges, gas sacks hanging off it. And its front chest will be gassed open. You can see it's entered, similar to how the World War II multiplayer worked, where if you got caught under a blast, you could see the inside of people. A bit gruesome, but it's zombies, so what do you expect? And his organs inside will be purple, so that's what's emitting the gas from inside him. So that's about it. So basically, it's one of those things that it's like zombies like the Pentagon Thief and stuff like that. It can't actually kill you, but it can definitely, put the odds against you in your survival kill. And this also means that certain guns like the Kar-98 that I'm using here would be a useful weapon to walk around with, because although they can't deal with a crisis, if you're controlled by the zombie, they won't be able to cycle the bolt. They'll just be able to hip fire it. So it's a choice between, do you carry a strong weapon that gets you out of a tight situation if a zombie appears in front of you, or do you carry a weak weapon, which means that if you're Avargardoed, you won't be that much of a danger to yourself or your teammates. That's the first of my ideas. The second one is an idea I came up with, which was inspired by the Space Monkeys of the Ascension map. It's called the Comedor, and this will be a special round type zombie that has its own round. At the start of the round, all the doors in the map open up free of charge, and basically you can go wherever you want. The map will go foggy and will have a sort of orange texture to it, similar to a Space Monkey round. This gives people who are just starting to play the map a good opportunity to explore it. Check out where the areas are, where Juggernaut is, all those useful things. The Comedor will emerge from a random source of water on the map, similar to George out of Call of the Dead. His appearance, he's going to be tall and wearing a sort of traditional Mexican clothes with a sombrero with a kind of missing out of it, a bit stereotypical, but again, it is zombies. He'll also have 2 bandoliers looped across his chest with around 8 empty gaps in them. When he spawns, he'll be running towards the perk machines in a random order. When he reaches a perk machine, he's going to take the bottle and slot it into his bandolier. He'll be running quite fast, similar to the sprinting zombies in Call of the Dead or Verux. So it'll be quite hard to catch up with, but obviously when he's taking the perk machines, he'll stop giving you a chance to fire at him. His health will be quite large. If the player's health in zombies is 100 and George Romero's is 250,000 per player, his health is somewhere around 80,000. And every time he takes a perk and slots it into his bandolier, he'll lose 10,000. So basically, it's almost impossible to stop him from taking a few of the perks from the perk machines, but it's going to be quite unlikely that he's going to get all 8 or 7 or so. Okay. If you manage to kill him before he exits through another pool of water, once he has claimed all of the perks in the map, you're going to get a random perk bottle. Okay, so in this round, you're not in danger. It's just a chance to stop him before he can do his task. But here's the thing: when he leaves, whether if he's killed or if he exits of his own accord, which would be quite a rare occasion, the number of doors that were closed at the start of the round, say you've opened up one door, all but one of the doors on the map will close. Okay, trapping you in whatever room you were in. Now here's the thing. That just because you say you've opened 2 doors, that doesn't mean that those 2 doors are going to be the only 2 in the map to stay open. It's going to be completely random. So you could easily trap yourself in a different part of the map. You could explore. So basically it's a good idea chance to get into some interesting points. So basically it sort of changes up the play style of the map, because like for the first few rounds you're in the starting area, but then he comes up and suddenly say you've got, got 2,500 points, and you can take this opportunity to get to Juggernaut quite quickly without having to spend points on the doors. But then again, he's going to be, but then again those doors are going to be closed, and maybe Juggernaut's not in that kind of a good of a position. So it's definitely an interesting thing. It shakes up the map quite a bit. But here's the thing: when the round ends, the regular rounds of zombies until the next Comedor round, whatever perks he took, okay, the zombies in those rounds will get those perks. So it's not like the monkey's taking away your perks. He's giving the perks to the zombies. And I have a list of all the effects. If he takes quick revive, some of the zombies that you kill and stay near you will be able to respawn. This won't take away from the number of zombies in the round. And basically it's a way to keep you on your toes, where the zombies can be coming up directly underneath you, even if there isn't a spawn point there. If he manages to take Deadshot Daiquiri, the zombies, instead of hitting you, will aim directly for your head. That means every zombie that hits you in the head will splatter your screen with blood. It won't do any more damage, but it will definitely disorientate you. You'll make it harder to see and stuff like that. So it's definitely not a nice one. For stamina up, the zombies are going to run faster, similar to how they did in Virat, running faster than you. PhD Flopper, the zombies will take less explosive damage from... take less explosive damage, which means stuff like the Law, the China Lake, they'll be less effective in rounds where he managed to take PhD Flopper. Double tap, the zombies will swipe you faster rather than just hitting you once every few seconds. They'll do the windmilling animation that we've seen in World of War, where they do a rapid series of swipes quite quickly, meaning that, say, on the earlier rounds, this is definitely not something that you want, as one zombie could easily take you down within a few seconds. Juggernaut, zombies have increased resistance to bullets, so explosives will damage them just as much, but bullets will be weaker against them. Speed Cola, the zombies will be able to tear down barricades and emerge from the ground quicker, meaning that at the start of a round is gonna get a bit more frantic. And Mule Kick, 50% more zombies will spawn per round, giving you a larger handful to deal with. So I came up with the idea of the Comedor just to make the zombies a bit less monotonous, because in the current zombies, once you get a certain stack, it can get quite monotonous. Where in this, it changes it up, especially in the first few rounds, where doors are randomly opening and closing. You might have spent 1,250 points for a door, and then the Comedor round comes, and then that door closes, and maybe a 750 point door opens, so it can screw you quite easily. And also the tactics have to change. Say, for example, one set of rounds, the zombies are equipped with PhD floppers, so you're gonna want to get rid of explosive weapons. But then the next round they might have got Juggernaut, so you're gonna want those explosive weapons back. So it definitely keeps the game dynamic and interesting. So that's my second zombie idea. The third zombie idea is called the Siverguenza, and it's another special type of zombie similar to the Avargardo. This zombie sort of is not being mutated by 115 or anything else. He's been mechanically altered. He's got some biomechanical implementations or pistons in his arms, maybe a sort of camera instead of a socket. So he's sort of had things added onto him. And his skin is sort of crackling with electricity, sort of like the Wunderwaffe shots, but obviously it won't kill him. He walks around casually, similar to the napalm zombie or the astronaut zombie. And every few seconds or so a bolt of lightning is emitted from him. Now this is in a random direction. If it hits you, the player, it'll shock you, similar to the hits that the zombies did on Call of the Dead when they were electrocuted by George Romero. You'll get a standard zombie hit plus a bit of lightning on your screen, stuns you, stops you from sprinting for a few seconds. If it hits a utility that isn't powered yet, like say if you haven't turned the power on, it will provide it with power for around 10 seconds. So he's quite a useful zombie to have around in the first few rounds, because it means that you don't have to, you could use him to power up some machines to get Juggernaut and stuff before you've even turned the power on, saving you points. But if his bolt of lightning hits a utility that's already powered up, whether the power is turned on or not, or some other method is powering them, it'll EMP it, it'll disable it, meaning that even if the power is turned on later, you can't use that utility until you've fixed it. So you might have to pay 1,000 or so points to fix it, and then another 1,000 points to turn the barriers on or whatever. Now, to balance this out, the bolts of lightnings are far less likely to hit a powered utility than you or an unpowered utility. So a tactic might be to stay in the room with the Siverguenza, and to make sure that you're being hit by his bolts rather than losing perk machines and stuff. Now, he is similar to the Avogadro that I came up with. He'll have higher health than the normal zombies in the round, but not substantially higher. You'll still be able to take him down fairly effectively on the earlier rounds. But on the machines that he, and when he's killed, he'll release an EMP blast, which will disable all utilities nearby, even if the power isn't turned on yet. So basically, it's a kind of zombie that's, it's a bit annoying to have. You have to be careful how you deal with him. You might want to lead him into areas that there aren't any major utilities or perk machines that you don't care about, like stamina up and double tap that people don't buy that much. Okay, so those are the 3 special zombies that I've come up with for Black Ops 3, each offering a variety of styles that will change the play and hopefully shake up zombies, creating a new gameplay experience. The next episode, I'll be dealing with the 3 wonder weapon ideas. These have always been a key part of the zombies experience, and I've come up with 3 ideas of wonder weapons that could change the experience. Okay, thank you and goodbye.